Good morning, everybody, and an absolute pleasure to have you joining us today. We are busy December this year doing the Thrive series. We spoke first about thriving on a nutritional space. We spoke about thriving in on your skin. And today I'm going to be talking about essential emotions. It's something that's very close to my heart as a specialist wellness counselor. I have a lot to do with people who are being challenged, stress, depression, anxiety, and all the challenges that this particular year holds. And so I'm hoping that I can give you some very practical help today. What we're going to be covering in the class, well, the science behind emotion and the essential oils. I'm going to be giving you some tools and habits that you can use for healthy body chemistry, and also some very practical emotional wellness steps that you can apply in your life right now. So I look forward to sharing that with you. One thing that I have to say, though, is that this content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician, your medical doctor, and a qualified health provider with any questions that you may be having. And if you are on medication, do not stop your medication. This is meant to provide you with support. This is meant to provide you with an alternative health and wellness that can work together with your medicine. So this is exciting. Did you know that you were created to function as a whole? The spirit, the mind, the body are inseparably connected, communicating at a cellular level. Your body is made up of intelligent cells wired to restore health. This means that your body is brilliant in design and naturally wants to be balanced and whole. So today we're talking about emotions, and I want to share with you today that we're going to be learning the language of your body. We need to know what emotions are and what they're communicating. Emotions are information carrying molecules that bind to and react with cell receptors. They go into the cell, impacting function and behavior. In other words, emotions in their smallest and most basic form are chemical molecules. In this image, the cell is receiving these molecules on one of its receptors. Receptors are molecules that function as sensors or scanners, very much like our eyes and our ears. And these receptors gather in a cluster format at the surface of a cell, waiting for a chemical to attach a message. This new information is received inside the cell, impacting your energy level, your behavior, your mood. Think about when you've had great news, when you've either got a promotion or a special blessing, a bonus. What happened? Did your energy level not lift? Did your behavior maybe change? How was your mood? But in the same way, think about a time when you received bad news or you got a shock. Immediately, what did that do to your energy level? What did that impact your behavior? And how did that impact your mood? It's fascinating to discover how emotions affect our health. Because emotions are chemicals, they're not limited to the mind. And this is where so many of us go wrong. Emotions flow and are processed throughout the body. Science reveals that there are complex neural processing functions in the mind, in the heart, can you believe it? And in your gut, in your stomach. These three brains are neural networks with independent memory and intelligence. This means that you can actually process feelings in each of these brains. Think about it like this. The mind is a little bit like a conductor, directing the body to feel emotionally and behave physically. The heart discerns the messages that our brain receives, and the gut, your stomach, responds accordingly, distributing health or illness to the rest of your body. Dr. Caroline Leaf shares that the three brains communicate with each other. They feed back to and therefore influence the mind. Isn't it amazing the power that your body holds to choose wellness. You were created for wellness. Your three brains instinctively process your life experiences. So let me explain how this works. Have you ever felt like the woman in this picture? This moment is immediately recorded in your subconscious mind. In this image, you can see how each of the brains, okay, sends its own message. The mind might think, I have to figure this out. It's my responsibility after all, right? The heart says, I feel overwhelmed. This is too much for me. And then the gut, your stomach, reinforces, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Is there a time maybe that you've had that experience when your mind has created anxiety and anxious thoughts, and then your tummy goes into a knot? There's a biochemical reaction that occurs. One may feel conflicted, confused, even noticing that unsettling stomach. These negative reactions are the consequences of conflicting messages, which disrupt internal balance in your body. This results in disconnection or dis-ease. Can I say that again? Dis-ease, disease. And then the belief, when we think and we feel something simultaneously, a new belief is created. In this example, this woman now concludes, I'm not good enough. A new belief is created. We are always reinforcing either old beliefs or we're planting new ones. This woman has concluded that she's not good enough. And when she nurtures that, a belief produces the fruit. And my question to us is, what about us? Are we cultivating a seed or a weed? What is something that you've felt or been telling yourself for a while? And this can be positive, or most times this is negative. Maybe just take a moment now to think about an old belief or a thought that possibly you can weed out. And I'm thinking about possibly it could be I'm not good enough. It could be I'm stupid. It could be I'm a failure. Which ones of those do you need to weed out? So I want to share now and very practically about how essential oils can support healthy emotions. So I did say to you, have your essential oils handy. Okay, so I hope you, as excited as I am, to begin to experiment with our essential oils. So I have wild orange. This is my favorite daytime essential oil, okay? Take a moment, if you've got wild orange, just smell this. I want to tell you, wild orange invites connection in the body and stimulates energy. Both emotions and essential oils are chemically based. Essential oils support healthy cell function, anchor healthy biochemistry, and promote both physical and emotional detoxification. So if we look at this wild orange, if you can, open the cap, if you've got your wild orange, pop 2 drops into your hand, rub your palms together, and breathe in deeply and slowly. Wow, how does that feel? Be aware of the sensation in your body and in your mind. It short circuits the thought process and lifts you up. I did this for a friend of mine the other day, and she closed her eyes, and immediately she was transported back 50 years to the orange orchard in her grandmother's backyard. Wow, the power of the mind being short-circuited when that smell took her immediately back. This is a magnified peppermint oil sac. These oil sacs are a volatile life force for a plant. Essential oils help the plant defend, think about that, nourish and repair itself. Essential oils have a similar function in the plant as blood has to the human body. And because our bodies are organic, we can experience similar benefits from essential oils. Peppermint. Wow, this is a power one. And I want to encourage you even now, if you've got peppermint, take a sniff at that. Okay, watch your eyes because it's very, very powerful. Peppermint physically is energizing, it's oxygenating, and it supports brain focus. But did you know emotionally that peppermint invigorates and dispels mental fog? So if you're feeling a bit foggy today or the brain is a bit fuzzy, take a drop of peppermint, put it on your hands. And this time again, may I remind you, peppermint is very strong. You don't want to take it near your eyes. Put a drop in your hand, rub your palms together, and gently place over your nose. This is called cupping. Peppermint is strong. You're going to have orifices opening up all over. Wow. And immediately you can feel an opening. I encourage you, try that now if you've got peppermint at home. Did you know that essential molecules are molecularly dense, which is one of the reasons they can go cellular very, very quickly? One drop of essential oil has 40 million trillion molecules. These chemical compounds service every cell of the body within minutes, and that is powerful. The quality and grade of an essential oil will determine its chemistry, potency, and efficacy. Not all essential oils are created equal. Synthetic grade, and this is interesting because this is not something that I knew a year ago, but synthetic grade, you can find synthetic grade oils in perfumes, cleaners, and this is the lowest grade of essential oil. Food grade, you're going to find flavorings in your toothpaste, your gum, your mouthwashes, etc. Then you get therapeutic grade, which is meant for health benefits. But remember, due to poor regulation standards, their quality and efficacy is compromised. And then you get certified pure therapeutic grade oils, which are the safest, purest oils to use for supporting both physical and emotional needs of your body. The chemical compounds found in certified pure therapeutic grade oils are friendly to the body's natural biochemistry. So this is really why you're here today. How do we use essential oils for emotional wellness? Because remember, essential oils promote both a physical and an emotional reaction in the body. So think about this. When you smell that peppermint oil, you may experience more focus as well as feeling brain fog lift. So just an example, think about walking past your favorite bakery and that smell of delicious, fresh bread. Wow! Think about if you enjoy freshly cut lawn. Think about that first amazing cup of coffee. That filter coffee smell, I can't resist. That's the power of aroma in our bodies. Conversely, I've dealt with victims of abuse, of rape, of domestic violence, and smells are powerful things. I had a young lady who was in her 40s, and one day her husband came into the room with a new aftershave. And when he came close to kiss her and greet her, that smell hit her and literally transported her back to 40 years previously when the molester who had molested her for 3 years wore that aftershave. That is the power of emotions directly connected to smell. So let us experience the power of how do we use essential oils to help us emotionally. Smell is the fastest way to affect our mood. Think about it. The minute I am cupping in my hands, those molecules are being transported up my nose. They are collected in the olfactory bulb, which is linked directly. So it doesn't go through your frontal lobe section. It goes directly into the emotional, the limbic system of the brain. This process unlocks the amygdala, which is the center for emotions and emotional behavior. And this is how inhalation creates an immediate emotional impact, whether it is that cup of coffee, that freshly baked bread, or that aftershave lotion. So If you are feeling a bit challenged or a bit down, the quickest way is to grab that wild orange, to rub it between your hands, and to breathe in, inhale deeply. If you are feeling stressed, grab the lavender. It has incredible calming properties. We will share more. The second way that we can use the incredible gift of essential oil is topically. Essential oils are transdermal. This means that their tiny molecules can pass through your skin and into your circulatory system. Applied anywhere on the body, essential oils will penetrate every cell. So here's some great tips for topical application to affect the 3 brains of the body. So you will find if you're feeling stressed, you literally can grab your lavender, your serenity, pop it into your hands. You can rub it on the back of your neck. You can even apply it across your forehead, on the bottoms of the feet. I found that very, very powerful for people. You can also, and I'll show you a little bit later about certain oils, but you can apply it over the heart area. You can apply it inside the wrists, or even in the fleshy pockets right behind your ears. And then also over your stomach brain, you can rub it gently in a clockwise direction over your stomach area, and again also the bottoms of the feet. So breathe is an interesting one because many people who have respiratory challenges, this is their go-to. So asthma, if you have sinus issues, if you have chest issues, and especially now with respiratory challenges, this is your go-to. But guess what? Breathe is also a great topical blend for both physical respiratory support, but also for emotional grief. So if you are being challenged emotionally with grief, you would apply 2 drops on the palms of your hand, put a carrier oil, fractionated coconut oil is amazing. And then you can apply some over the chest, on your throat, and even in the bottom of the feet. Who would have guessed? Now, balance is one of my favorite. Okay. And this one I recommend almost every time for our clients. Balance is that oil, that very, very special one. This is a mood blend. It's calming and it's grounding to the central nervous system. It contains frankincense, which is a powerful cleanser and magnifier that opens the mind's eye and connects the soul with its authenticity. And this one is ideal at night, first thing in the morning before you put your shoes and socks on. Apply 2 drops under your soles of your feet, and great for inhalation as well. This is a fantastic one about half an hour before you go to sleep. Again, balance 2 drops with serenity. This is going to help bring harmony. So the best way that I want you to see this was a picture of live blood cell test using a dark field microscope. This person did not feel well. They were very sluggish. They were feeling very tired. Balance was applied to the bottom of their feet, and within minutes, again, another test was done, and you will see, look at the difference of those cells. These look far more healthy. They are completely different to what it was literally minutes before the time. For me, balance and serenity is this picture in a nutshell. Many people emotionally feel that they're literally like this ship on very troubled waters. By using serenity, it really begins to calm the sea and the wild seas of emotions in their lives. And balance provides the anchor, the grounding for them. And then certified pure therapeutic grade oils can also be used internally. CPTG oils labeled for dietary use can be taken internally in different ways, in water, in a cup of tea, under the tongue, or even in a gel capsule to support overall health. So what I've done is every morning I put lemon. Today I'm putting the amazing wild orange in my water and enjoying it. It provides an energy. It also provides cleansing. And I just love drinking my water. So if you're somebody who maybe doesn't drink a lot of water, may I encourage you, Try, and remember, you cannot just use any oils internally. Please make sure that they are certified pure therapeutic grade. So let me share one. This one has been wildly popular during our challenging times that we've had during 2020. On Guard is an incredible protective blend that physically supports the body against seasonal threats and helps support our immune system. But guess what? It's a treasure when it comes to emotional support because it promotes emotional boundaries and protects against feelings of vulnerability. So a lot of clients that I've had have problems with healthy boundaries. This is a great one emotionally to help with that. And literally, this feels so warm. This has got a number of herbs and spices in that are so powerful. And if you try it, just have a whiff of that. Not only is it protecting and supporting you internally, but also emotionally. I want to share with you in South Africa, the emotional series has just been released. So I want to touch, and I know some of our audience is not just in South Africa, but doTERRA Cheer is a blend specifically working on the emotions. It's going to promote uplifting feelings to brighten and invigorate your mood. So if you need a little bit of cheerfulness, cheer is definitely the way to go. Well, the name is not all that it is with passion, okay? It's not just means passion in a sensual or sexual way. This creates a rejuvenation and inspiring feelings, helping to dispel boredom or lack of purpose. And if you want to be a little creative, pop a few drops of passion right in your inner wrist and see how you feel about that one. Forgive. As a counselor, many times, many of my clients need help to forgive, not just other people who have wronged them, but to forgive themselves. And this is a great go-to oil. This one is going to encourage feelings of peace, forgiveness when you're consumed by negativity or guilt. And again, an amazing emotional blend that is available to you. Console. So many have struggled with grief and with a darkness during these times. Console is an incredibly comforting blend. And I found, as we've got this recently in South Africa, I found that a lot of people are drawn to this particular oil because it helps feelings of hope and dispel feelings of sadness, disappointment, and even grief. And then we have doTERRA Peace, which is a reassuring blend. So if you find there's anxiety, if you're feeling worried, if you're fearful, this promotes feelings of peace and soothes an anxious mind. These are just some of the emotional aromatherapy blends. But I want to say, we don't just believe, well, there's an oil for that, take an oil and everything's going to be okay. You have to understand that we believe in wholeness and wellness. Remember, we discussed this gut, brain, and health, heart, this link, this interconnectedness. Essential oils are most effective when combined with good nutrition, digestive health, and proper circulation. So I want to share with you as we look at different very practical tools for a physical foundational support. I invite you to think of what you want to start planting to bring in more nourishment to your body, your mind, and your spirit. And think about that today. Think about where you are at this exact moment in time. And I want to challenge you. I want to dare you. Are you happy with the place that you find yourself in right now? In the field that you find that is your life? If you're not, you need to start changing the seeds that you are planting, the seeds that you are watering, and that which you are fertilizing in your life. If you don't like the field, start planting a new field. And that begins literally one step at a time. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is not yet available in South Africa at this time. But I want to say, add daily support with minerals, micronutrients, and healthy fats in your daily wellness routine. Because I want to tell you that if you start looking after your nutrition properly, everything can change. Also, your gut health. And if you want to Google Dr. Axe, he's incredible in terms of talking about this gut, brain, gut connected to how we're feeling and moods and depression. It is phenomenal to begin to understand that regular cleansing of the gut actually will restore healthy physical function, but it's also necessary for clear thinking and mood management. Low digestive function has been scientifically linked with a low mood. Now, this was mind-blowing for me as someone who has studied for many years and who is helping people. But did you know 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in the gut? I'm going to repeat that. Serotonin is that incredible chemical that helps make you feel good. 90% of that is found, produced in the gut. So we need to start taking better care of our guts. And just talking about essential oils, lemon oil, Zendocrine Detox Blend is going to help support the body's natural ability to cleanse itself. The Creator has made you to be well, okay? And so it's very, very important. What I want to say here, this is critically important, okay? I passionately believe in a wellness pyramid. So we started our Thrive series on eating right. Faranak taught us all about that. We also have spoken about movement. You need to get up and move. We live far too sedentary lives, and that affects our mood. That affects how we feel, how we think. Rest and managing stress is another one. We have to look at what is your quality of your sleep? How are you managing stress? We are in a stressful world, especially given these times. Then comes informed self-care and a proactive medical care. If we look here, these are things that I can control. I can control what I'm sticking into my mouth, what I'm drinking. I can control my movement and exercise that I'm involved in. And I can control whether I put my cell phone or my tablet down and what time I go to bed at night. I can control that. I can control the toxic load that I'm impacting my body and what I'm allowing into my body. And if I do this part right, I'm minimizing my demand for proactive medical care in terms of medication. But this is important, dear friends. Know that there are professional counselors, there are psychologists and psychiatrists, and they are also needed because at the end of the day, it's not just a tablet or just an oil that is going to assist. Sometimes we need a little extra support. And then, yes, there is a place for medication and the right use of medication in our lives. We believe in wholeness. We believe in wellness. So I want to be very, very practical in terms of our moment by moment support and how we are doing. How are you feeling right now? What is it that you're feeling? Because I want to be so practical in terms of helping you. So have a look at this amazing array of essential oils that doTERRA offers. There's a whole lot of mood blends. Featured here is an emotional aromatherapy wheel. It's a great tool that can help support your mood. So if you're feeling for daily support, identify how you're feeling. It's about connecting with yourself and going, what is it that I'm feeling right now? What do I need? What is speaking loudest to you? And then you choose maybe one or two oils that could be the best fit. So for example, if you feel hurt, if you've been hurt emotionally, if you're grieving, maybe you want to try Console to feel more calm or composed. I literally then would place 2 drops of Console on the insides of my wrist or put some on with carrier oil and rub it over my heart to help. And then I literally will have the residue of that essential oil. I would cup it over and smell very, very deeply. There are a number of oils here. Wild orange, my go-to favorite. My daughter-in-law loves the elevation and has that in their home all day long. They absolutely love that one. Lavender for calming. Lang Lang, oh, that is an uplifting one. And interesting, Lang Lang also helps you to go to sleep at night. Vetiver is going to help you have a deeper and better sleep. Roman chamomile, you can pop a drop in your tea, your last cup of tea in the evening. Serenity, balance, adaptive, which is another calming blend. And of course, the king of oils, frankincense. Wow, I don't have time to go into them all today, but let me tell you, these can bring support in ways that you can't even imagine. So, this is the question that I would like to ask you. How will I nourish myself? This is important, and this is for you a very, very practical something. Okay. Every single day, we get to make lifestyle choices that are going to support healthier emotions. It does make a difference. How much water are you taking in? I know if you like me, I'm not a gym person, okay? But I have found that I've needed to increase my exercise and my movement. And maybe that literally is going for a walk outside with my dogs, going for a walk outside with one of my children or my husband, having a stroll outside. It's an amazing thing. Make your cardiovascular work a little bit more. Maybe for you, that's a cycle. Maybe it's walking on the beach, whatever that is. Get moving. Rest and meditate. Rest is so important. Rest is when you're giving your body time to recover, time to, even on an emotional level, when we're sleeping, our brain is unpacking maybe some of the anxiety that we're feeling. Your brain is unpacking all the work that you've been doing through the day. And actually, many times, people have gone to sleep and woken up with a solution for the problem that they faced. Why? Because their brain was working on it all night. And of course, improving diet. I can't state that enough. So 2 weeks ago, we had our health guru, Faranak, sharing. And I really want to challenge you. If nutrition is one of those areas that you need to work on, contact Faranak and she can help you. To authentic living, help you from a nutrition space. It has begun to change my life in a positive way. And so if that's an area, connect with someone who can help you in a positive way and in a way that's, it's not a quick fix. It's not going to be take this pill and you can lose 10 kgs or take this injection or whatever. This is a lifestyle change. And if you're wanting real wellness, you've got to start with eating right. So Faranak will be very proud of me. This bottom picture has got all the right healthy fats for us. Okay, a challenge for you. Again, if you like me, we used to be working and messaging and replying to emails till late into the night. That has affected our sleeping patterns. And so my challenge to you is 1 hour before you're planning on going to bed, you've got to switch your phones off. You've got to switch your computers off. You've got to turn that Wi-Fi off. And you've got to get real again for yourself. There are very, very practical things that I want to share with you right now. How about a gratitude journal? So I've got my gratitude journal here. And I've got this next to my bed. And every night before I go to bed, I literally write down one thing that I'm grateful for. Okay, so maybe you have a husband like me who really does not have a problem to sleep, okay? And sometimes he's already sleeping when I get into bed. But you know, one night I literally sat and wrote, I'm grateful for a snoring husband lying next to me. What are you grateful for? Maybe you've got a pain in your leg, okay? But guess what? You can be grateful that you have 2 legs. Maybe you've been really challenged during these recent times. Find something every single day that you're grateful for. It can be life-changing. I can't change my situation or circumstance, but I can change the lens through which I'm looking at it. It makes an incredible difference if you begin a gratitude journal. Movement, I've said it, but get moving. I want you to be moving at least 3 to 5 times a week, only 20 minutes, okay? That's all I'm asking. But you will see it's going to make a difference. Start journaling in terms of, this is how I'm feeling today. This is what I've done. And after a couple of weeks, let me tell you, you will begin to feel far better. Again, maybe reaching out if you need to, reaching out to a counselor, somebody that can help you maybe unpack some of the issues that you are being challenged with. But look to a professional who can support you. Don't ever forget you have a support system. And some of us have very big families, and some of us maybe have a little bit of a smaller family. But reach out to your family. You were born into a family. You didn't get to choose that. But I want to say to you that you have a support system there in your family. Use that support system. Faith is another important practical element. I've found during these times when people begin to connect to that spiritual part within themselves, they have a greater sense of peace. And whatever that means to you, I want to encourage you, connect. If you use prayer, if you use meditation, begin to do that, and you will find another deeper sense of peace for your own life. And then we have been created to be social beings, okay? We have been created for connectedness. Don't forget your friends. And I know during these challenging times over the last 8 months that we've experienced, more and more there's a disconnectedness, there's a dis-ease amongst people and relationships. And some people have been completely isolated. Remember, when last did you just pick up the phone, not because you wanted something or needed something, but when last did you pick up the phone and phones physically, not WhatsApp, physically call somebody that you care about and say, hello, I was just thinking about you. Listen, it's quite interesting because generally we call people when we need them. Why don't you just try it for the next week? Once a day, phone someone and just say, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to say hi. It's amazing when you connect. Think about those loved ones. I often see on social media, people say about their mothers or their fathers that are no longer in this world. They go, oh, I wish I could have that one conversation. Well, if you have your loved one here, have that conversation. Reach out and connect with people that you care about. A very, very powerful tool that I use often is, when last did you physically write a letter? I'm not talking about typing an email. I'm not talking about sending a WhatsApp. When last did you physically write a letter? Have you thanked the people that were influential in your life? And maybe it was decades ago. There was a teacher that was highly influential in my life. Well, maybe 30 odd years ago. I wrote her a letter about 5 years ago, and I said, I want to say thank you for the impact that you've had on my life. She never realized that impact, but it indelibly left a mark in my life. I've made a routine practice of saying thank you to people who've impacted. Maybe it was such a small thing. I want to tell you, I've done this regularly. And people sometimes, the one lady that I wrote a letter to, she lives in a faraway city. And I wrote her a letter. She did not, and physically wrote her a letter. I then scanned it and sent it to her because she lived in another part of the world. And I want to say she did not respond for a week. And then she came back to me and she said, I have struggled for days to know how to respond to you, because I've been overwhelmed. I did not know that I meant this to you. So, dear friends, what a blessing it was for me to say thank you to this person. The influence, the impact. Maybe it was a door that opened. Maybe it was an introduction. Maybe it was a blessing in the hardest time in my life. There was a family member that came and just blessed us in one of the hardest times in my life. Years later, of course, I said thank you when they blessed me. But I want to say that years later, I went back and I said, I just want to say thank you for the impact you've had in my life. So it's a blessing for me. It focuses my lens on how grateful I am for the relationships, the people I have in my life. But what a blessing for the recipient. And so try that. It makes a difference. I've given you a lot of information today, dear friends, but I want to say, merely knowing something is not enough to actually change your behavior. And I think people like Faranak will be able to tell you that same thing. We know eating bad stuff is actually going to make us ill, or it's going to make us fat, or it's going to cause our skin to break out. We know that, but we don't change. We know that binge watching series 7 days a week is going to make us widen our girth, but still many, many people are doing that. We know that we should get good sleep every night, but most people are not. Why? Because knowing something is not enough to actually change the behavior. So I want to challenge you again today, and I want to say, why do you want better health? For me, I was blessed to know 4 of my great grandparents. I was blessed to know 3 of my grandparents, and they have left a legacy and a lasting mark in my life. I now have a grandson, and he's such a blessing to my life. And we have 4 generations that all live right next door to each other. But I want to say to you, I want to live a long, but a good, healthy life. I want to be a blessing till the day that I am no more. In order to do that, I need to change my behavior. So my why is deeply connected to my purpose and my destiny. I want to positively make a difference in people's lives. I can't do that if I'm decrepit, if I am poor. I can't do that if I'm sick, if I'm lying, dying for decades. I can't do that. And so I owe it to myself, I owe it to the future generations to work on my health, to work on sleeping well so that daily I can make an impact. Why would you want to work on yours? So I have to touch on this because it deals so much and connects with the emotions. How are you sleeping at night? These are some of the oils that are going to add value to a better night's sleep. No, you're not going to take all of them, but I really want to encourage you. There are essential oils that can support a healthy night's sleep. So for me, if you asked a year and a half ago, I would tell you that I battled with sleep. I could not sleep without a sleeping tablet. And this impacted my life in a huge way. Obviously, there's a cost impact. Obviously, there are side effects to taking sleeping tablets. But I began to change my way of doing business because I didn't like what I had become. I also was like a walking pharmacy because of all the medicine that I was taking. But I realized, because of my mom's health and because of my own health, I realized I needed to change something. And so what I began to do is little by little, and it wasn't all in one day I made that decision. It's a work in progress, and my life is still under construction, okay? Daily, I'm continuing to make better choices for my life. But I want to say some of these oils have been part of where now I don't even have a sleeping tablet in my house, and I sleep very well at night. Thank you very much. And so what I'm sharing with you is some of the journey that I've been going through for the last year and a half. I suffered terribly with migraines and headaches. Headaches were a daily part of my life. And now I can honestly tell you, I have had in the last 6 weeks, I've had 1 migraine. And that was because I started working on my diet and went through a detox. But that is the reality. 1 migraine where literally I would have 2 to 3 migraines a week. So what are you feeling now? I want to encourage you, reach out if you've got a wild orange and you just want to have a little bit of energy, if you want to have a little bit of upliftment. If you are feeling a little stressed or anxious, grab that lavender, if you've got adaptive or serenity or balance, and begin to really connect with yourself in terms of how you are feeling. I've only touched on the surface today, okay? But it's a start. And just like me, where I had to start somewhere, I had to begin to change one thing. I've given you a lot of practical things, but would you choose just one? This amazing quote, I love it. You fill a bucket drop by drop. You clear your mind thought by thought. You heal yourself moment by moment. I want to challenge you. What is the one thing you can do today to begin to position yourself for better success, whether it's better sleep, whether it's better nutrition, whether it's better exercise? What is it? I don't know if I will ever be able to look that graceful, okay? But for me, that is such an incredible picture of thriving, of an abundant life, not just physically, but emotionally. In every area of my life, I want to thrive. And that is the desire through this series that we are offering you. So if you want to know more, you can get some of these oils at an incredibly amazing rate, 25% discount. Talk to the person who invited you to the class today. Go back to them and ask them how you can enjoy the benefits of these incredible oils. I also want to say to you that you can connect with the person who sent you to this class and ask them for free samples. If there is one oil, maybe you've heard me talk about wild orange quite a lot, and oh, it's just amazing. So if you want a free sample, again, connect to the person that invited you to this class. There are also amazing free resources that we can send you. And if you connect with us, I'm very, very happy to send you. These are just some of them. Maybe you, like me, 18 months ago, were completely ignorant about essential oils. But guess what? You can enjoy it and you can learn more. So I'm very happy to send you these free resources. And then next week, we start with our Essential Touch Thrive series. And we are going to have a physiotherapist who will share the incredible treasure of touch. Whether it's with babies, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with your body, you can learn how to thrive in a touch way. I want to say thank you so much for sharing in this last while with us. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to just work with you through some, and literally, I have just touched on the surface of emotions and a practical emotional wellness steps that you can take. So if there's some things that have interested you, we're going to open the lines in a very little bit, short while, and to ask any questions that you may have. But contact a wellness advocate and ask them how you can be supported. So with that, I say thank you and I wish you blessing.